I'm like, I'm doing the Rickles thing. He's like, Jesus Christ, Anthony, fine, I'll let you. Anthony Cumia.
My God, gentlemen, look at you two. Looking great.
We're
Sitting
not.
there
No,
so
we're not.
close
No,
together.
We're not.
This is a cavalcade of truth. We look like shit.
Did you? How are you, buddy?
I'm great. I'm down here, of course, in South Carolina. You know South Carolina, Geno. It's awesome. I don't know why you're still in that hellhole. New York.
The last time I saw Anthony, I don't know if you've heard. I know you watch this show on Rumble religiously, and I'll say this again. I did text him today, and you're the best for swinging by. I'm like, I knew they were going to show balls and taints. I knew, and right before I'm like, I'm going to show it, and I heard Anthony going, Beavis.
Beavis.
The last time I saw you, you were at the wedding, like you told Norton, who was there, everybody. But so funny. But it's so funny.
I remember a movie theater. That's all.
Thank you again for coming. It was such a fun time. And one of the last things is like the end of the wedding, and they don't give shots at weddings, right? And I hope I'm not selling you out, but I think they did. He's like, let's do a shot. So we go, and I walk up to the bar at the wedding.
Cumia does not like doing shots. By the way, nor do I.
Well,
you've put this on us.
I killed Anthony with the shots. He's lucky.
Close.
But we go and we do the shot because they let me because I'm the groom. And then all my buddies that of course my college buddies that have a table by the bar, they come and they make me do shots like wedding shots on the rocks.
Right.
And you'll be happy to know after you did one shot, I did 3 more, walked across the street, and they gave me 2 huge shots of Jack. And the second one went right here and said, I need to be leaving. And I walked outside. I puked up the shot. And the bouncer's like, you can't go back in there. And I'm all drunk. I'm like,
you got kicked out of the bar.
like, but I'm the groom. They're like, yeah, I don't care. I don't care. You can't go back in.
This reminds me of the royal wedding, the Lady Di and all the pomp and circumstance and vomiting.
and trailers. Now, did you, like, you had that one real job, right? You were the tin knocker, right?
Yes. I was the knocker of tin.
Oh, God. We were laughing earlier because we were talking about, like, because you were
he's using the royal we.
Yeah, the royal we. Yeah. I had to take.
Yeah.
Because someone texted. I wake up this morning, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I wanted to kill." And you know, I'm about to kick the chair out, and right. Jeans was here, and they're like, "Oh, Ant was talking about." I'm sure he did it in a charming way. He's like, he teased it out. He's like, "How did Geno get banned? What did he do?" And of course, it's dangling balls. But we were laughing because Brennan. Did you see the clip of Brennan?
Yeah. I tuned into Brennan's show when you had texted me, and he was still celebrating and giddy about the whole idea that you were tossed off of YouTube. I have not seen Kevin Brennan happy in a long time. Geno, congratulations.
Thank you.
Made Kevin Brennan happy.
Dude, I wake up.
My theory has always been that Geno's too much of a pussy to be a cutter. So his version of cutting is to just watch Brennan reactions.
Yeah. Oh, it was funny.
They said, like, I got all these texts and they're like Kevin was popping the champagne cork, and I thought that was like, I thought that was hyperbole. I thought they were.
No.
I prefer hyperbole.
He had a bottle of champagne, and he's
literally
he's showing the clip and he's untwisting it. And you can say, I'm looking at him like, he's so happy. He's so happy.
Yeah.
You gave him that.
I gave him
You have done something with your life.
I was watching him, and he said something to the effect of, I wonder how Cumia feels about this, that Geno can't afford to eat anymore. I'm just sitting there listening to him going, well, I don't know. Geno can't eat. What am I supposed to do?
Joke's on him, man.
Oh, Whiskey Wednesday.
Eating, by the way.
This is eating. Oh, I need food.
I have to be a little pussy here, a little pussy boy, and have my Topo Chico.
Perrier.
Shendon. What are you, my wife? Oh, we can't afford groceries. Oh, whatever.
It's lemon lime Topo Chico. It's awesome. I felt that. That brought me right back to Sullivan's, my friend. Wow.
Tell them I didn't try to kill you. I walked into the bar every day. Your head, this is actually true, and made you do shots.
Yeah. A little bit.
I would say the escalation of shots that I started doing for a couple of years was directly because of you.
All you.
Oh, without a doubt. But watch this.
Because the rest of us thought that we were in college anymore. And you behaved as if you were.
Without a doubt. Now, if I may, the reason I kept saying let's do shots was directly because of you. But you did say it perfectly one time. And everything you're saying, I 1,000% agree with. But you paid a really nice compliment to me one time. Because I used to walk over when, Aaron Berg was getting kind of, remember the time I walked over and it's literally more Bugs Bunny. I bet this kid ain't going to put up with much more of this guff. And I love the word guff. I've never asked Anthony for anything. I sat at the bar. I brought you a shot over and I said, you got to get Berg on I said, you got to get Berg on Rogan. He's getting very angry with me. I'm like, this mic. And you're like, I can't just, I'm like, you got to do it. He's not going to last. And then, and you didn't. And a day later, he walks over. He's like, hey, I'm just doing a show over at, and I've made my peace with Aaron. We talk all the time. I love him. He's like, oh, I'm just going to do a show at Gas Digital. No big deal, right? Yeah.
That is it. Just, I go, oh, you going over there? I'm over here now. You going over there? And he's like, no. I'm just, doing a show. And then it was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with Compound. I'm done with Geno. I'm done with you. I'm done with everybody.
It's all your fault.
It kind of is.
All your fault.
It kind of is. But
just picture,
I'm the opposite of Robin Williams. It's all your fault.
Let's say a guy had done Johnny Carson maybe twice over the course of a year. And then someone goes, hey, could you get me on Carson? Like it doesn't work that way.
Right.
I can't recommend anyone for fucking Joe Rogan, who arguably is the Johnny Carson of what that was then, he is now. I can't recommend anybody to Joe Rogan.
God forbid you think I'm blaming you. I'm saying
He's totally blaming you.
I was saying I was that desperate.
Why you try to kill me?
I was that desperate. I'm like, you got to get him on Rogan. Like, I never asked for anything. I'm like, I asked, and it was just an ask out of nowhere. Like, I can't do that. I'm like, hey, he's not happy with me. I'm like, what am I going to do? Change the way I am? You need to do this.
And I remember that our behavior was getting a little too regulatory. Every fucking day in the morning, we would go to Sullivan's.
Yeah.
And we would drink, I would say 2XS. I hope you're sitting for that.
Yeah.
And there was one time that he was on the network. I'm told he's a comic. Chad Zuma.
Oh, Chad. Yeah, we love that guy.
And Geno and I are just doing a regular beer shots. Chad Zuma vomits on the floor. Do you remember that? It was like he probably wasn't even there an hour.
Some of the funniest shit that's ever come out of his mouth.
But I remember thinking,
good one, boss.
Thank you, Geno.
I remember thinking this guy sucks, but I also remember thinking we're getting too used to this.
Yeah.
That we weren't even drunk yet.
Yeah, he's not much of a. But at least he paid for it with someone's credit card.
No. You paid for everything.
I know I did. But that's another thing we were laughing about. Like, say what you want about Brennan, but he, like all these, all these other guys like Chad and stuff, they're all grifters that say shit to make money. Kevin just loves being miserable and saying shit. And people are like, I'll pay to watch this. And they should. The guy's
authentic. He's authentic. He's consistent. And, what you see on the show is that guy. He's not putting an act on. And it's funny. Look, I know a lot of people that despise him. And I just can't tell them, like, no, I'm not going to just stop enjoying him or, even texting every so often. Yeah. But, because he's like an authentic guy. He's fascinating in a way, different than how John is fascinating, Stuttering John or anything.